I, 28 male, came home from a 5-day business trip to find my apartment eerily quiet. No barking, no excited jumping, no wet nose pressing against my leg. Where's Biscuit? I asked Rachel, my girlfriend of 2 years. She didn't even look up from her phone. Oh, I took him to a shelter. My brain short-circuited. You what? He was too much work. The barking, the walks, the feeding schedule. I couldn't deal with it anymore. Biscuit, my golden retriever. The dog I'd had since he was 8 weeks old. The dog who'd been with me through my dad's death, my job loss, my recovery from surgery. Gone. Which shelter? I don't know, one downtown. Does it matter? You travel so much anyway. I travel maybe once every 2 months. This was my first trip in 3 months. I didn't say anything else. Just grabbed my keys and left. It took me 4 hours and visits to 6 shelters before I found him. He was in a cage at the municipal shelter, looking confused and scared. The moment he saw me, he started crying and pawing at the bars. That's my dog, I told the staff. My girlfriend surrendered him without my permission. They checked their records. She'd listed herself as the owner, claimed she'd had him for years, said she was moving somewhere that didn't allow pets. All lies. I showed them photos dating back 3 years, vet records in my name, his microchip registration. They released him to me immediately and were apologetic about the situation. This happens more than you'd think, the shelter worker said. Partners getting rid of each other's pets out of spite or laziness. Biscuit wouldn't leave my side the entire drive home. He kept putting his paw on my arm like he was making sure I was real. When I got back to the apartment, Rachel was watching Netflix. Oh, you found him. That was fast. No apology. No explanation. Like she'd just misplaced my keys, not try to permanently get rid of my family member. I didn't respond. I went to the bedroom and started packing. Not dramatically, not angrily, just methodically putting my things in boxes. What are you doing? She finally asked. Moving out. Because of a dog? Seriously? I stopped packing and looked at her. Really looked at her. How had I missed this level of callousness? His name is Biscuit. And yes, she laughed. Actually laughed. You're choosing a dog over your girlfriend? I'm choosing to remove myself from someone who would give away a living being that I love because he was too much work while I was gone. Someone who lied to a shelter to abandon him. Someone who doesn't even think she did anything wrong. Oh my God, you're being so dramatic. It's just a dog. Just a dog. I continued packing. Called my buddy Marcus who had a spare room. He said I could move in immediately, and Biscuit was welcome. The next part was petty, maybe, but justified, I think. I made an itemized bill. Uber rides to 6 shelters, $127. Time off work to find dog, half day, $220. Shelter release fee, $60. Emergency vet check, required after shelter stay, $190. Emotional distress evaluation. Yes, I went to my therapist, $150. Pet relocation services, moving Biscuit stuff, $50. Total, $797. I texted it to her with a note. Payment due in 30 days. This is non-negotiable. She called immediately. Are you insane? I'm not paying you for picking up your dog. You're paying me for the costs incurred by your decision to illegally surrender my property and the resulting expenses. Property? He's a dog. Legally, yes. Property that you stole and disposed of without authorization. You can't be serious. Dead serious. Pay voluntarily or I'll file in small claims court. I have all the documentation. She hung up. I thought that would be the end of it. I was wrong. Update 1. So Rachel has lost her mind. First, some background I should have included. The apartment was hers, but I've been paying half the rent and utilities for the past year. I also bought most of the groceries and household supplies because she was saving for her yoga teacher certification. Spoiler, she never signed up for any program. After I moved out, she apparently realized how much I'd been contributing. Her first text came 3 days after I left. Hey, rent is due. Your half is $950. I responded, I don't live there anymore. You didn't give 30 days notice. You gave away my dog. Consider us even. Then came the phone calls. When I didn't answer, she started texting. This is illegal eviction. You have a responsibility. I can't afford this place alone. You're being petty over an animal. I didn't respond to any of it, but I did keep screenshots. Day 5, she showed up at Marcus's place. Marcus answered the door. I need to talk to James. He's not interested in talking. This is between me and him. Biscuit heard her voice and started growling. He never growls. This sweet boy who loves everyone was literally warning me about her. Marcus told her to leave, or he'd call the cops. She left, but not before yelling. Tell him he owes me $950 plus utilities. That night, I got a Venmo request for $1,100. The note said, rent, utilities, and emotional distress from abandonment. The audacity. She gives away my dog, and now she's claiming emotional distress? I declined the request and sent my own for $797. She declined that too. Then came the smear campaign. She started telling mutual friends that I abandoned her and left her with bills she couldn't pay. That I chose an aggressive dog over our relationship. Our friend Alyssa called me. Rachel's telling everyone you just vanished and stuck her with the rent. That's not what happened, is it? I sent Alyssa the shelter paperwork showing Rachel had surrendered Biscuit, claiming to be the owner. The timestamp showed it was done 2 hours after I'd left for my trip. Oh my God, Alyssa said. She planned this. She waited until you were gone. Yep, that's sick. And she's calling Biscuit aggressive. He growled at her once, after she tried to get rid of him. Word spread. People started asking Rachel why she gave away someone else's dog. Her story kept changing. First, he was aggressive. Then, James asked me to handle it. Then, I was allergic. Finally, it was a misunderstanding. Meanwhile, I was settling into life at Marcus's. Biscuit had his own corner of the room, his toys, his bed. He was still clingy, but getting better. Then I got a letter. Not an email. An actual letter. From a lawyer. Rachel was threatening to sue me for breach of oral contract, the rent thing, emotional distress, defamation for telling people what she did, the cost of her in used yoga equipment, total damages sought, $5,000. I laughed. Actually laughed. Then I called my cousin, who's a lawyer. She gave away your dog, he said, and now she's suing you. Yep. Send me everything. This is going to be fun. He drafted a response that basically said, 1. No oral contract existed for continued rent after she committed theft. 2. Her emotional distress was self-inflicted. 3. Truth is an absolute defense against defamation. 4. The yoga equipment thing was nonsense. He also counterfiled for my original $797 plus additional damages. Lost security deposit. I'd paid half, $800. Theft of property. Biscuit's estimated value, $1,500. Intentional infliction of emotional distress, $2,500. Legal fees, $500. Total, $6,097. We probably won't get all of it, he said, but she started this legal game. Let's play. Final. Update. Court was yesterday. It was everything I hoped for and more. Rachel showed up in what I can only describe as TV lawyer cosplay. Blazer, briefcase, the works. She'd hired some budget attorney who looked like he'd rather be anywhere else. I had my cousin and a folder of evidence. The judge, a no-nonsense woman in her 60s, listened to Rachel's side first. Her lawyer argued that I'd abandoned a shared residence without notice, causing financial hardship. Then it was our turn. My cousin started with the shelter documents. Your Honor, on April 3rd, while my client was on a documented business trip, Ms. Coleman surrendered his dog to a municipal shelter. She falsely claimed ownership and stated she was moving. He showed the intake form, Rachel's signature, the lies in black and white. This was not her property to surrender. The dog is microchipped in my client's name. All vet records are in his name. He has proof of purchase from the breeder dated 3 years ago. The judge looked at Rachel. Did you take his dog to a shelter? It was too much work. He was gone and That's a yes. Continue. My cousin went through everything. The costs I incurred. The emotional impact. I'd actually gotten a letter from my therapist. The fact that Biscuit was a support animal who'd helped me through trauma. Then came Rachel's counter. Her lawyer tried to argue that since they lived together, the dog was communal property. The judge, do you have any documentation showing Ms. Coleman contributed to the dog's care? Vet bills? Food receipts? Anything? No, Your Honor, but then it's not communal property. Rachel's lawyer pivoted to the rent issue. The judge asked one question. Would your client have taken this action if Ms. Coleman hadn't disposed of his dog? Silence. That's what I thought. The best part was when Rachel tried to speak directly to the judge. Your Honor, he's making this about a dog when it's about responsibility. He left me with bills I can't pay. Ms. Coleman, you took someone else's pet to a shelter based on false pretenses. That's theft. The fact that he removed himself from a living situation with someone who would do such a thing is entirely reasonable. Your financial difficulties are a consequence of your own actions. The ruling. Rachel owed me the original $797 in costs, plus $800 for the security deposit I couldn't recover, plus $1,000 for wrongful disposal of property, Biscuit, plus $300 in legal fees. Her claims were dismissed entirely. Total, $2,897. Rachel exploded. This is insane. It's just a dog. I did him a favor. He travels all the time. The judge. Ms. Coleman, you've shown no remorse for your actions. The court finds your behavior malicious and deliberate. You have 60 days to pay. If you fail to pay, wages may be garnished. Court dismissed. Outside the courthouse, Rachel tried one more time. James, please. I can't afford this. You couldn't afford to take care of Biscuit for 5 days. But you found time to take him to a shelter. I made a mistake. No, you made a choice. Live with it. Her lawyer pulled her away. As they left, I heard him say, I told you this would happen. It's been 48 hours. She's already paid $500 through Venmo with a note. This is extortion. My cousin says that note is technically admission of the debt. So thanks for that, Rachel. Biscuit and I found new apartment. Dog-friendly, with a little yard. Marcus offered to let us stay longer, but it's time for our own space. Tomorrow we move in. Oh, and the best part? Remember that yoga teacher certification she was saving for? Turns out she spent that money on a trip to Cabo with her sister last month, while I was paying for groceries and household supplies because she was broke. Her sister posted the pics on Instagram. Matching tattoos, expensive dinners, yacht day trips. YOLO with my ride or die. YOLO indeed, Rachel. Hope it was worth $2,897. Biscuit's doing great, by the way. He's learned a new trick where he plays dead when anyone says shelter. Then he jumps up and runs to me. Even my dog has a sense of humor about this now. We're good.